على الرغم من التهديدات الإسرائيلية وظهور بعض العقبات غير المتوقعة، إلا أن وصول السفن إلى نقطة الالتقاء استعدادا للإبحار نحو غزة ألهب مشاعر وحماسة المشاركين. فوسط الأناشيد التي تذكر بالانتفاضة الفلسطينية كان المشاركون يعبرون عن شوقهم للوصول إلى غزة.
الآن نحن إما إحدى الحسنيين، إما الشهادة وإما الوصول إلى غزة.
When I went first convoy, I wanted to be a shaheed. I wasn't that lucky. Second time, I wanted to be a shaheed. Didn't work. Third time lucky, inshallah, I'll be shaheed.
Well, I'm joined now from Ramallah by Huwaida Araf from the Free Gaza Movement. She was in one of the 6 ships, the Challenger, which was raided by the Israelis. Huwaida, first, you could see what was going on the big Turkish ship. And therefore, from the reports also on our programme tonight, people were armed and ready with sticks to get the commandos as soon as they arrived in the boat. Is that the case?
I don't know. I can't say that the people were armed and ready. We had discussed a lot about using just our bodies to repel any invasion by the Israelis. At the same time, we had repeatedly called on the Israelis not to attack our ships, not to use violence. They did radio us. We identified ourselves. We told them that we are unarmed civilians. We have parliamentarians with us. We have reporters with us, doctors, journalists, lawyers, and we are carrying humanitarian aid headed for the Gaza Strip. There's no reason to use force against us. They chose, unfortunately, to use violence. I was on the Challenger 1, which is an American-flagged ship. It was the smallest ship of the ships, the vessels that were on the flotilla. But we were traveling almost side by side with the Mavi Marmara, the Turkish ship, and so I could see the beginnings of the attack on that ship. I could see Israeli naval forces when they approached by sea, and the concussion grenades that they threw in, and also some firing. I don't know what it was in terms of what kind of bullets they were firing, but Israeli commandos. Unfortunately, all of our satellite systems were jammed, and after about 15 minutes of trying to outrun the Israeli naval forces, they surrounded our ship. They threw concussion grenades on our boat, used tasers, and then boarded, masked, and with their weapons, with their rifles actually cocked and ready. And they also had dogs with them. We tried to get them off just with our bodies and to prevent them from overtaking the ship. They beat many of us. Volunteer ended up with a bloody face. My head smashed against the deck of the boat.
I just want to ask you one other question about this. Now, what our reporter Tim Huell was saying was that certainly in terms of the biggest ship, this was not primarily from the bigger ship's point of view about aid. It was about 600 or more so activists protesting about the blockade. Is that the case?
We were carrying 10,000 tons of different forms of aid needed in the Gaza Strip, from reconstruction supplies to school supplies and medical equipment. And while we fully intended, our goal was to reach Gaza with this aid, our goal is not to perpetuate this cycle of humanitarian aid, because that's exactly what Israel's blockade is doing. It is squeezing the people of Gaza, letting a certain small amount of aid in that doesn't meet the needs of the people and is strictly limited to a few kinds of items. So thousands of items are denied entry under the pretext of security, but actually they have nothing to do with security.
I was involved in disarming another Israeli commando, his assault rifle. We were able to separate him from his assault rifle. There were 3 Israeli commandos that we had complete control over. Complete. We had them in our possession. They were surrounded by at least 100, maybe 200 of us on the ship. They had no weapons. They were under our complete control. And I can tell you they looked at us like we were them, and they thought we were going to do to them what they did to us. They thought they were going to die. They thought they were going to die.
Kaldırıyoruz, yine de saldırıyorlar.
Şehidimiz var.
Bir tane şehit var, 30 yaralı. Bayrak kaldırıyoruz.
Arkadaşlar çok yaralımız var. Elinde beyni var arkadaşlar. Okay, give me in Arabic. Okay. إذن هناك شهيدان على متن سفينة مرمرة المتجهة التي تتجه ما زالت تتجه إلى قطاع غزة.
International waters, not Israeli waters, not in the 68 mile exclusion zone. We are being attacked in international waters completely illegally.
Okay. إذن هم يحاولون الآن الدخول. Please with the camera here. يحاولون الدخول الآن الجنود المسلحون المدججون بالسلاح يحاولون
There are reports that one person has been killed. Several I have seen with my eyes have been injured. We've seen them, doctors trying to work to heal the injured. The ship remains in international water. The ship remains in international water. It's now been confirmed that one person indeed has been killed by the Israeli army, which has been using live munition.
First convoy, I wanted to be a shaheed.
The ships remain in international waters, yet the Israeli army, together with a helicopter as well as naval ships, have surrounded the ship.
I wasn't that lucky. Second time, I wanted to be a shaheed. Didn't work.
All phones have been jammed, making it impossible to contact the outside world. They have tried to dismantle the satellite we are broadcasting from. However, this remains operational.
Third time lucky, inshallah, I'll be shaheed.
The organizers on board the Mavi Marmara, after 2 people have been confirmed killed by the Israeli army, have now asked all the passengers to go inside. They've raised the white flag. This after Israeli commandos descended upon the ship in international water from a helicopter, as well as surrounded it by vessels from all sides. Tens of people, civilians, have been injured. There are still sounds of live fire despite the white flag being raised. Tens of people have been injured. 2 people have been killed on board the ship, which holds 600 activists, parliamentarians, women, children and the elderly, all of whom are civilians. Organizers have asked everyone to go inside, so this is where we shall head. Jamal Al-Shayal, Al Jazeera, on board the Mavi Marmara in international waters of the Mediterranean Sea.
إذن الجميع الآن نزلوا إلى الطابق الأسفل. الجميع الآن غادروا هذا المكان ونزلوا إلى الطابق الأسفل لأن هناك عملية إطلاق نار مكثفة هنا على هذا السطح. الآن الجميع نزل إلى الطابق الأسفل ونحن أيضا بليز. نعم، سنهبط الآن إلى الطابق الأسفل وما زالت النيران تنهال على سفينة مرمرة. أيضا من هم على من الجنود الاحتلال من هم على متن هذه.
We know that Israeli naval officers are on board. They're searching the vehicles. They're expecting to find what has been the Israeli position since the early hours of this morning, and that is that ammunition, guns, knives, all of that is on board these vehicles. The Israeli army maintaining that its soldiers came under live fire when they boarded one of those ships. Now this of course is being denied by the passengers of the ships. They insist that they were a peaceful demonstration trying to bring world attention to the economic blockade on Gaza. Some of them have already arrived here in Ashdod. They are being ordered back to their countries of origin. Those that are refusing to go are being detained in the detention center that you might see behind me. Now, the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas has called this a slaughter at sea. The international condemnation has been fast and furious, with some Russian